morning, SC friends. It's indeed a joy to share with you what God has been impressing on my heart the past few days. It is about the real humility that He wants. And I have been hearing many sermons on it for the past 1 week or so. And I feel that it's very important for us to know as well. So we, as Christians, as humans, have a notion of humility. We think that someone who is soft-spoken, someone who has his head bowed down, someone who is timid, someone who is not very forthcoming, or someone who is cautious, he's a humble person. Well, a humble person would have those characteristics, but not necessarily so. If you see the life of Moses, he was called the most humble man on earth. But if you look, he operated in all authority. So that's a totally different thing, showing humility on the outside and being humble inside. That's why the Bible talks about false humility, because you can act as if you're humble and you can even claim credit for it. But God doesn't want us to have such a humility, but He wants a true humility. And the true humility is very simple. It's just that we depend on Him, that we know that we are not capable of anything without His help. And that drives us to prayer, and that drives us to seek His help. And one of the simple tests to see whether we are really humble is whether we have an overcoming life, whether we overcome sin. If we find it hard to overcome sin, it is because we are not completely dependent on Him and we are not humble enough, because God gives grace to the humble to overcome the sin. So even if we are not that humble and we are able to humble us a lot more in God's eyes, Lord, let us depend on God today and come to His presence and cry out with loud cries and tears, because that's what Jesus did when He was on earth, when He was living the human life on earth, and we have Him as a forerunner. So let us do that. Let us completely depend on God, and that is the humility that God will be pleased to see in us. May God bless you all.